really cool checking out the CGI in the movies or the latest video games. It just seems to be getting more and more realistic every day. A big part of the work that goes into your favourite games is due to motion capture, which records human movement. Now I'm about to meet Matthew, who I hear is pretty interested in animation. So Matthew, tell me, what do you like about animation?
Well, I like that there's different characters on animation and they're like cartoonish.
What do you know about motion capture?
They draw the character first, then they put the person there, and then they have the green screen behind them, so they stand there like in King Kong, how he's on the Empire State.
They do a lot of that kind of stuff, don't they? Do you want to go meet somebody who's into motion capture?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
My interest in computers really began when I was about 9, when my dad and mom bought me my first computer, which used one of these floppy disks which we can't even find nowadays.
Hi, Jack.
Hi, Beck.
I have Matthew here. He's interested in animation, and I was wondering if you could show him what you're working on.
Sure. Hi, Matthew.
Nice to meet you. I've got something to show you.
What do you have?
It's a game.
Okay, cool. So what is the game?
It's called Free World. There's levels and each level is challenging. You get to create explosions and build your vehicle, and there's 4 characters to choose from. They're the characters. That one's Matthew, Christy, Joe and Jessica. You can enter an underground mine, meet face-to-face with zombies, wolves, mummies, vampires, or like Frankensteins.
Cool game.
Thanks.
Games are all about interaction with the user. So a big part is about finding out what is exactly the experience you're trying to give the user in the game you create.
What have we got here?
So currently what I'm working on and what you see here is called Speakman, derived heavily from Pac-Man. You do know Pac-Man, right? And so all credit goes to Namco, who created this game. So our role is really to create this new motivation for kids with speech problems to pronounce better words. So that's why we have this speech-controlled version of the Pac-Man over here. It's the same game as the original Pac-Man, but now instead of eating the power-up pills to chase away the ghost, now you have to say the names of the ghosts in order to chase them away and be able to eat them.
Vegemite.
Yeah, you got it.
Oh.
Butterfly.
When I had the chance to choose something in uni which had some form of computer-based programming stuff in it, I just went for it.
What do you like about your job?
Being able to wake up every day thinking about new ways to make games, new forms of games, new ways to use games for real-life problems is just very fascinating to me. And I can do this as part of my job requirements, which is totally cool. I don't think you can get a better job than this. Yeah.
Say I want to do this for a job. When I grow older, what subjects will I have to do?
You have to be a really good student in school to be able to get into this industry. Like for example, most modern games, you need to recreate what you see in real life. So physics is important. I would say pretty much all of the computer-related subjects like programming, networking, algorithms, because games are like a huge mix of all these components. So yep, you need to be a very good student, Matthew. You have to have an inquiring kind of a mindset. Everything that you see, you would want to know more about how to create this stuff so that you can create new ways to do things in a better manner. Let me introduce you to Jaime, who is working on an application to help the elderly.
Okay, basically we have developed this game for improving the physical health of the elderly, more specifically to prevent falls. So it's basically to improve balance and stepping performance. So I'm intended to step on those sectors as quick as possible and return to the origin. So as you can see, there is a real-time interaction.
Basically, motion capture is really a system that captures whatever a real person is doing and translate that into a 3D model.
The version of the game we just saw is a clinical test that has been developed for stepping and balance performance. Now we're going to show a game that is based on that test. Basically, in this game, the idea is you're exploring Mars. Okay, so you have to step on the white sectors to avoid a fall. And when you collect 3 sectors, you get some energy. So if you clap, you can fly. So the idea is you have to touch your friend's hand, which is at the top.
Quick, move! Oh, clap, 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 clap!
How hard is it to design this game?
Well, actually, I don't want to say it's too hard or too easy, but the truth is it takes a little bit of time, and you have to come up with a nice game idea. And from that, you need knowledge in mathematics, physics, mathematics to move objects, physics to make the game look real, and also some knowledge in terms of animation and all that stuff.
The whole university course environment, the collective learning experience has really given me a huge amount of knowledge in terms of very broad skills for me to be able to do what I do today.
Besides video games, what are the other uses for motion capture?
One obvious use other than games is obviously the use of it in film and animation. Another example might be also improving sports performance, for example. In the same way, we collect the data about your running performance and then try to improve the way you run. Each one of these sensors are like the Wii remote, which has motion sensors to allow you to capture the rotation, the position, as well as the direction of each one of your joints.
So now that I've got all the gear on, what do we do next?
So now I'm actually going to show you how we transfer all of your motion onto a virtual character in our game that we showed just now. I'll let Beck show you what moves she has.
Gonna move our arms up and down. I'm gonna move them from side to side. Running Man! Oh, I'm gonna throw a grenade. That's it. All right.
So now we are going to put all of that exciting movement that you've just made, and Jaime is going to help us transfer all of that onto an actual 3D model into the game. So your movements will be now part of the game itself.
Amazing.
That's great. Well done.
Thanks.
I think what excites me about the motion capture in computer gaming is really the ability to use motion capture to create novel kinds of interactions with the user, to think about new possibilities of interaction with the game rather than the usual controllers in your hand.
It's awesome how it captures it and then puts it onto the screen, and how it can just show you moving.
Thanks to Czech and Jaime, Matthew got to see motion capture in action. And maybe one day soon, we'll get to see him create an animation for the next blockbuster movie.